The importance of the pre-dawn meal. Wa alaikum salam. As mentioned before, prophetic medicine holds the key to moderate living. It teaches us how to adopt health promotion according to the advices of the Prophet, peace be upon him, as well as Quranic injunctions. And we know that from prophetic medicine, the act of fasting, both the Sunnah fasting as well as the fasting during the month of Ramadan, is recognized for its importance when it comes to our spiritual and physical cleansing. So when we look at prophetic medicine, we see that the fasting has a very high place for the believer. And in order for us to gain maximum benefit on the act of fasting, we have to look towards the traditions and the advices of the Prophet, peace be upon him. So when it comes to fasting, there's many ways to fast, and we know that many lifestyles are calling to different types of fasting methods. But without a doubt, when we stick close towards the Sunnah, we gain closer proximity to the best way of fasting. So when it comes to the pre-dawn meal, the Prophet advised, he strongly advised that people should not skip the pre-dawn meal, which is also known as suhoor, or another name is sehri. The Prophet said, eat suhoor, take part in the pre-dawn meal as there is blessing in it. And the word blessing or barakah refers to any act or anything that one participates in that has maximum benefit. In other words, when barakah is attached to anything, it maximizes the potential of good from that thing. So when the Prophet says that in suhoor, in the pre-dawn meal, there is barakah, we must understand that there is blessing in the time that we eat, and there is blessing in the type of food that we eat. He also recommended that we eat this light meal as close to dawn as possible, so in order to keep our strength for the rest of the day. So the pre-dawn meal holds a lot of blessing for us. It's essential for the fasting day. By adopting a correct diet at that time, we'll be able to sustain ourselves during the day. The recommendations that we give for the pre-dawn meal would be the recommendations from prophetic medicine. And we said in the past that prophetic nutrition focuses on three main aspects: simplicity, purity, and moderation. We promote eating pure, good foods, wholesome foods, like foods that are not unchanged, or foods that are closest to the way they grow naturally. So this would mean that we'll promote our staple diets like mielie meal, oats, muesli. Mielie meal especially, it's known to be very low GI content, which means that it can regulate our sugar levels throughout the day, and it will give us that feeling of fullness for longer, as well as oats and any other types of fiber. So these cereals are excellent. We should try to avoid the other types of cereals that are heavy sugar coated, or the cereals that change the color of the milk, the ones that our children like to eat, because it's not as beneficial as the oats or the mielie meal. Other advices would be to have some fruit. Dry fruit would be good, seeds, nuts. Ensure that we have adequate water. So throughout the night before as well as the morning, consume water, preferably lukewarm water. Dates would be good to consume. Good energy foods will include figs, bananas, dates, honey. Add some olive oil would also be beneficial, and this is all from the Sunnah. The key to the pre-dawn meal would be not to overeat, because by doing this we'll hamper our digestion, and which will lead to all type of GI upsets during the day. So have a moderate meal, but try to ensure that you have a lot of fiber in your diet, that it's wholesome, it's pure, it's not too sugary. And remember the advices of the Prophet, peace be upon him, that we should have it as close to Fajr prayer, as close to the Fajr Adhan as we can. We are advised to stop about 10 to 15 minutes before the Fajr Salah. So it's equally important to plan well as to avoid rushing the pre-dawn meal. As we know from prophetic medicine, there's etiquette to eating. So to eat the pre-dawn meal timingly, with company, with your niyyah, and to have wholesome foods. And by doing this, we'll incorporate as much of the prophetic teachings as possible, and this will add a special blessing to our day, and it will increase the amount of physical and spiritual benefits of the fast. It is my pleasure. Wa alaikum salam.
Yo,
Muslim.
Water.